If you have a chair, nobody's speaking English.
Think you've seen it all? Think again. These are the My 600-Pound Life stories that don't just surprise, they shake you to your core. From twists nobody saw coming to jaw-dropping moments that left viewers speechless. Every story here is more unbelievable than the last. These are the journeys that prove reality can be more shocking than anything you could ever imagine. Stephen Asante doesn't just walk into the room. He crashes into it like a one-man storm of chaos, attitude, and jaw-dropping size. Even Dr. Now, who's seen just about every extreme case imaginable, braces himself. This isn't an ordinary patient. This is trouble on two legs. Barely. And if one Stephen wasn't enough, there's his brother Justin, tipping the scale at over 600 pounds too. It's double the crisis, double the dysfunction, and double the headaches for anyone who dares get involved. Dr. Now knows he's not just treating bodies here. He's walking straight into a family war zone.
Stephen Asante is being transported to my care in Houston right now, and I'm not sure what to expect. From what I understand,
being turned away from hospital after hospital is bad enough, but being turned away because you're too obese, that's Stephen's reality. His size is a walking red flag, and now there's nowhere left to go but Dr. Now's clinic. Their father, stuck caring for two supersized grown men, looks like he's aged a decade under the strain. This isn't care anymore, it's survival. Stephen's problems aren't just weighing him down, they're pulling everyone around him under too. Now the whole family's future hinges on whether Dr. Now can pull off a miracle. Spoiler, it's not going to be easy.
I was living in my dad's truck for Rockford because I got kicked out of a previous hospital for ordering a pizza. And now this hospital is asking me to leave.
From the first words out of Stephen's mouth, it's clear Dr. Now is in for a wild ride. Stephen talks non-stop, filling the air with excuses, demands, and drama, while his appetite for food and chaos never quits. Meanwhile, Justin, who's supposed to be the less problematic brother, is ballooning toward the same fate. That's two powder kegs in one family, both primed to blow. Now Dr. Now has to figure out how to keep them from self-destructing, and preferably without losing his sanity in the process. It's like playing chess with two players who keep flipping the board.
He used to threaten me and say, look, if I don't eat, I'm gonna call the police on you. I'll tell him you hit me. So here we go. He knows how to book. So he would always try.
Eventually, their father wrangles both brothers into Dr. Now's office for the dreaded weigh-in. And the numbers? Beyond shocking. We're talking jaw-dropping, scale-breaking, record book territory. This isn't overweight anymore. This is bodies under siege. Dr. Now's face says it all. Frustration mixed with the faintest trace of disbelief. Their father can barely look, and Stephen and Justin sitting there like it's just another Tuesday, as if 600+ pounds is some quirky fun fact instead of a full-blown medical emergency. That's the scary part. They're comfortable living on the edge of the cliff.
But every day that passes, Justin ends up more and more like Steve. He's gaining just like his brother did.
Barely settled into his hospital bed, Stephen wastes zero time stirring up trouble. Within minutes, he's sweet-talking and scheming his way into pain meds, flashing every manipulative trick in the book. This isn't a patient ready to change. This is a master manipulator looking for his next fix. The nurses clock it instantly. They've seen difficult patients, but Stephen's brand of chaos is something else entirely. Underneath the weight problem is a darker issue, an addiction problem, and this is just the first sign of how deep the rabbit hole goes.
and pathological personality here. Hopefully his brother Justin is not going to be the same way.
I'm nervous about being here. I don't like hospitals, and I was hoping that I can go to the hotel first, but...
Dr. Now lays it out in the simplest terms. Lose a set amount of weight, stick to the diet, and earn your surgery. Easy instructions until you hand them to the Asante Brothers. Before they've even left the hospital, the whole plan derails into a shouting match. Name-calling, finger-pointing, full-on childish theatrics in the middle of a medical facility. The urgency of their health crisis is completely lost in the noise. Instead of fighting for their lives, they're fighting each other, and the walls practically shake from their bickering.
We have interesting dynamic unfolding here. All right, we're gonna get some tests on you, okay? All right. Two brothers that they have pathological drive to overeat.
If you were hoping brotherly love would win out, forget it. Justin and Stephen despise each other. Stephen mocks and manipulates. Justin lashes out and seethes. Left in the hospital without his brother, Justin should be focused on saving himself, but instead, he turns his bad attitude on the staff. The verbal attacks, the defiance. It's clear the toxicity isn't just Stephen's problem. This isn't a sibling rivalry. It's a full-blown family implosion, with each brother determined to prove they can be the bigger disaster.
Whatever happens, I'm going home tomorrow.
No, where will my dad be?
Get out.
Huh?
Get out.
You want me to get out?
Get out.
All right. Well, Why did you stay here?
Get out.
Steven lives like the universe should orbit around him. Every nurse, every doctor, every conversation, all about him. But Dr. Now isn't here for a performance. He shuts Steven down in record time, refusing to let the tantrums take over. Steven doesn't get the reaction he wants, so the meltdown escalates. That's when Dr. Now pulls the plug and sends him packing. It's not defeat, it's damage control. Because sometimes the only way to keep a hospital running is to get rid of the hurricane that's wrecking it.
Around here.
We're starting to develop some issues with Steven. Over the past month, a lot of his pathological behavior started to come out. He's become abusive to hospital staff.
Now Steven's on his own. No hospital to lean on, no team of nurses at his beck and call. Just him, his bad habits, and the same toxic mindset. Even his brother's chaos can't compete with the sheer volatility Steven brings. The hospital actually sends someone to check on him at home, not as part of a treatment plan, but because they're legitimately worried about what he might do to himself or others without supervision. That's not progress. That's a red flag waving in neon lights.
Steven,
Hey.
how are you today?
Okay, how are you?
All right, so you seem like you have an issue getting along with hospital staff, and I'm not liking what I'm hearing.
At times,
It doesn't take long for the real bombshell to drop. Steven isn't just hooked on food, he's hooked on prescription painkillers. He's been sneaking off to other hospitals, running a one-man con to score more meds. At this point, the weight issue is only part of the danger. This is a layered crisis, addiction on top of self-destruction. Dr. Now has seen enough to know this can't be handled from a distance. He decides to confront Steven face to face, hoping to crack through that fortress of denial before it's too late.
Well, Steven. Okay, Steven Asante is not here. Steven never leaves here without taking his tablet. He also...
The confrontation is a train wreck. Steven lies. He dodges questions. He throws up excuses like walls, each one taller than the last. But somehow, he ends up at the clinic for a weigh-in, the moment of truth. Will there be even the smallest sign that he's taken any of this seriously? Or will it be the same tired story, with the same predictable ending, just dressed up in fresh excuses? Dr. Now's patience is hanging by a thread, and Steven is about to find out just how thin that thread is.
Medication and going to all these hospitals. Why are you doing that?
I shouldn't.
And we have discovered you have done this about 20 times this past week.
If you guessed Steven blew it, you're right, but the scale still manages to shock. Not only did he fail to lose weight, he packed on 80 more pounds in just a few months. That's not backsliding, that's sprinting headfirst in the wrong direction. It's the kind of result that makes all of Dr. Now's warnings feel pointless, because Steven isn't chasing health, he's chasing chaos, attention, and whatever fixes his cravings fastest. And at this rate, he's not just burning bridges, he's burning the whole damn map.
Happen. It's just a part of life, But I'm really nervous right now. I'm good. Yep, because I don't want...
Nicole doesn't wake up thinking about her kids, her health, or her future. The very first thing on her mind is food. Before she's even fully awake, she's already issuing orders to her family like they're her personal servants. In her world, every second counts, because if the food is late, there's chaos. They know it, and she knows they know it. That's power. It's not just hunger driving her, it's control. The entire house revolves around keeping Nicole satisfied, and everyone walks on eggshells to avoid the inevitable explosions.
Every day when I get up, I feel like I'm dying because it's very hard for me to breathe and my lungs feel very compressed, so I have to take extra deep breaths in.
She's a mother of two, yet her size makes even the simplest self-care impossible. Bathing isn't a private moment, it's a humiliating spectacle, done outside with a garden hose. The neighbors might glance away, pretending not to notice, but everyone knows. Her children quietly swallow the shame, forced to normalize something that should never be normal. This isn't living, it's surviving in a prison made of her own body. And despite the humiliation, nothing changes. The cycle of cleaning, feeding, and enabling continues daily, each moment deepening the trap she's pulled everyone into.
I'm gonna go gather all your bath stuff.
Thank you. I've gotten so big that I could barely get up and get around. So my parents live with us to help take care of me and my two kids.
Nicole understands how unbearable her life has become, and the idea of weight loss surgery feels like her only escape. But that means traveling all the way to Houston and dragging along the same family members who've been pushed to their breaking points. Tension hums beneath every interaction. She relies on them completely, yet resents them for their role in her dependency. They resent her too, but bite their tongues to avoid confrontation. This uneasy alliance is a pressure cooker, and the upcoming road trip will test just how much more anyone can take.
A dog in your backyard. You don't bathe your girlfriend. But I don't have another option, even though Charlie's very devoted to me. I feel very humiliated. I know Charlie.
The journey to Texas is grueling. Hours of cramped travel wear down her body and shred her patience. For her family, the trip is a marathon of physical strain and emotional restraint. They're constantly on alert, bracing for the next eruption. When they finally reach a motel, it feels like a small victory, until the room itself becomes the next battlefield. Comfort never lasts long in Nicole's world, because she finds discomfort in everything. Even rest becomes another uphill fight, and everyone's nerves are stretched so thin, they're one wrong word away from snapping.
18 hours, and we still haven't made it to Alabama, where we plan to stop for that. But I can't go much further. I need a bed, and I have to. Oh, my knees.
When Nicole discovers the bed is on wheels, it's all over. She spirals instantly, declaring she can't possibly sleep under such unacceptable conditions. There's no problem solving, no attempt to adapt, just pure outrage. Every inconvenience is twisted into proof that the universe is out to get her. Her voice fills the room while everyone else stays silent, frozen in the kind of quiet that comes from fear, not respect. This isn't a minor complaint, it's another scene in the ongoing drama of a woman whose moods dominate every environment she enters.
Please, the whole bed moves. The whole bed moves down.
Okay.
Please tell me.
1, 2, 3.
The whole bed slid out on me.
Then comes the insult, calling her family bastards simply because they can't magically redesign the motel to fit her demands. The reaction? Nothing. No one pushes back because they all know the cost. A small argument will explode into an all-night war. So they swallow the humiliation once again, choosing silent endurance over loud retaliation. It's a dangerous kind of survival mode, where enabling her feels safer than confronting her. But every time they back down, they hand her more control, ensuring the toxic cycle will repeat again and again without breaking.
Get you, I'm holding the
Just give me
bed.
the chair over there. I can't do this.
Finally, they reach Dr. Now's clinic, and you can practically feel the tension lift from her family. For once, the authority in the room doesn't belong to Nicole. Dr. Now's rules are clear and cold. Follow the plan or face the consequences. There's no sympathy for excuses here, no bending the numbers to match her story. It's the first time in a long while that someone else is firmly in control, and her family watches with relief as the focus shifts from Nicole's moods to measurable results, a shift they've been craving for years.
We're gonna put that down.
I'll slide the whole bed over that way.
Oh my God. This is just too much for me.
Dr. Now quickly notices another problem. Nicole's boyfriend. He suspects this man doesn't truly want her to lose weight. That makes her journey twice as dangerous. 30 pounds in 1 month is the goal, but that number is more than just pounds. It's a test of loyalty. Will her partner support her or secretly sabotage her progress? If he keeps feeding her bad habits, that 30 pounds will turn into a wall she can't climb. This month will expose not just her own willpower, but whether her closest relationships are assets or anchors.
Brought to me.
So who bring you the food?
My boyfriend and my mom.
Why are you doing that?
If she wants it, she'll throw a fit if I don't get it for her.
So Nicole, let me get this straight.
Soon, Nicole starts shifting the blame onto her family, accusing them of enabling her problems. While there's truth to it, she still refuses to own her choices. Dr. Now repeats the goal, making it clear that nothing changes unless she does. But accountability feels like an attack to someone used to handing out orders and avoiding responsibility. The fridge doesn't fill itself, the drive-thru doesn't come to her, and every bite is hers to own. She doesn't want to hear it, but deep down, she knows this is the truth she's been avoiding.
I'm a little disappointed that I didn't lose what I was supposed to, and I'm scared about what the doctor's gonna say.
Another weigh-in, another failure. She doesn't hit the goal, and instead of self-reflection, she doubles down on blaming her family. The scale is a brutal truth teller. No excuses, no spin, just numbers. Her relatives flinch when the results are read, as if they're bracing for verbal punishment. It's the same tired cycle: disappointment, denial, and deflection. If she can't break this loop, she's not just risking the surgery. She's guaranteeing a lifetime of repeating this same exhausting and destructive pattern until her body gives out entirely.
Prove me today, my family's gonna give up and move back to Ohio. If that happens, I have no hope.
Finally, Nicole does it. She reaches the target weight, and Dr. Now gives her the green light for surgery. But the real shift happened before the scale moved. She had to stop blaming her family and start owning her choices. That mental surgery was harder than the physical one ahead. The atmosphere changes instantly. Her family can breathe without fearing the next outburst. And Nicole finally takes on the role of the parent instead of the patient. The road forward won't be easy, but for the first time, it's actually pointing somewhere better.
That's the best I've done so far, but it's still not what he wanted me to lose. Hopefully Dr. Now sees that I'm—
Shani's existence is suffocating in every sense of the word. She lies trapped inside her own immobile body, skin stretched and swollen, wounds marking years of neglect. Her husband Freddy is her lifeline, performing the duties most wouldn't imagine: washing, feeding, lifting her from bed. But even more crushing than the physical pain is the mental torment of knowing she's a constant burden. The hopelessness is thick in the air. This isn't merely obesity. It's solitary confinement inside flesh, with no key, no reprieve, and no way to escape except through the very discipline she's been avoiding her whole life.
And I feel like I'm drowning in my fat. It suffocates me, and I'm very miserable. I'm not able to fit in the shower anymore, so I have to take a bed bath.
When Shani speaks of her past, her voice lowers, each confession a scar reopened. She recounts the horrors: raped as a child by her cousin, violated again by a friend's cousin, and crushed by the grief of 2 miscarriages. Food became her fortress, her place to hide when the world was unsafe. But the same sanctuary turned into a cage, locking her inside a cycle of numbing and self-destruction. Her hands tremble, her eyes glass over, and it's clear these aren't cravings. These are survival mechanisms forged in trauma, now consuming her from the inside out.
My dad always worked. Instead of me being a daddy's little girl, I was always a mama's girl. I was a normal-sized child until the age of 5, because there was one time where we was at my uncle's house.
Freddy hovers constantly, the picture of devotion to anyone on the outside. He lifts her, washes her, spoons food into her mouth without question. But at the grocery store, among aisles filled with her triggers, the truth leaks out. He's afraid of telling her no. He admits she throws fits when denied, so he enables her instead, piling the cart with her demands. This isn't partnership, it's fear disguised as care. Freddy isn't just her caretaker, he's her accomplice, handing her the very poison destroying her. And every bite he serves is another shovel of dirt in her grave.
2, 3, don't drop me.
I ain't gonna drop you. You know how strong I am.
Oh, my back. Going out to get groceries is very hard. I can't drive by myself.
At the clinic, Shani steps, or rather, is wheeled into reality. The number on the scale is merciless: 665 pounds. Dr. Now doesn't sugarcoat anything. He explains the stakes: early death, catastrophic organ failure, before offering surgery on one condition: immediate changes to her lifestyle. No pep talks, no false hope, just hard facts and non-negotiable rules. Shani shifts uneasily under his direct gaze, the weight of accountability settling heavier than her body. It's a defining moment. Either she steps into the fight for her life, or she retreats further into excuses. And Dr. Now makes it clear there's no middle ground.
What are you doing, Shani? I don't know what I could be doing wrong. My weight is 665 pounds. It was very surprising, and I don't know what the doctor's gonna say.
2.5 months later, the truth is uglier than before. Shani's goal was to lose 30 pounds. Instead, she's gained 28, bringing her to a staggering 693. Her excuse? Fluid. From the car ride, Dr. Now's expression doesn't change. He's heard it all. This isn't bad luck, it's deliberate sabotage wrapped in self-deception. She's not just resisting the program, she's challenging it, almost daring him to drop her. And in this moment, it's obvious. Shani isn't fighting for her life. She's fighting to protect the very habits killing her, hiding behind any flimsy story she can invent.
That's not what I expected to see. I feel very sad about it, because I didn't move to Houston for nothing. I know Dr. Now is not going to be pleased.
Determined to remove transportation as an excuse, Shani moves to Houston, but relocating doesn't erase old habits. Finding an apartment is hard, yet she still finds time for her fast food indulgences. She talks endlessly about being ready to work, about her fresh start, but the wrappers and delivery orders tell the real story. Change isn't just about location, it's about choices, and she's proving daily that she's not ready to make the hard ones. The clock keeps ticking, another appointment looms, and instead of progress, she's stockpiling finding reasons to fail before even stepping on the scale again.
But somewhere that's clean, decent, it's not nasty.
We're trying so hard to get me to my goal, but I feel like this is gonna be a challenge because Dr. Now wants me to lose 30 pounds in a month.
Another missed appointment, this time hidden under the guise of stomach issues. She checks herself into the hospital, hoping to sidestep accountability. Dr. Now quickly sees through it. Tests confirm nothing serious, but the scale reveals a horrifying truth. She's now 712 pounds. And then comes the smoking gun, a pizza box in her hospital room. She blames Freddy, but the lies are paper thin. When Dr. Now calls her out, she explodes, shouting about water weight and demanding to be sent home. It's not a breakdown, it's a calculated escape, her go-to move when cornered by the truth she refuses to face.
So we ran some tests on her and found nothing life-threatening. Shani is likely making most of this up, but we did discover that she started to take water pill as diuretic to try and lose weight.
For a brief moment, there's a spark of hope. On the hospital's strict diet with zero access to junk food, she drops an impressive 91 pounds. But Dr. Now isn't fooled. He knows this is controlled success. He lays down her final ultimatum: lose another 30 pounds on her own, get under 600, and she'll be cleared for surgery. For the first time, she seems energized, even excited. But it's a dangerous optimism, because without the hospital's guardrails, temptation is waiting just outside the door, ready to drag her right back to the habits that nearly ended her life.
Let's get you up and check your weight and see how we're doing so we can get you going home. All right, this is all zeroed. Here comes the moment of truth. One more time. All right, this is 621 pounds.
The optimism evaporates quickly. Shani skips another appointment, prompting a phone call from Dr. Now. Instead of discussing her health, she derails the conversation, asking if he believes in God and declaring that her fate is in his hands, not his. It's her final deflection, the ultimate handoff of responsibility. After repeated no-shows and evasions, Dr. Now makes the call. She's officially out of the program. No more appointments, no more second chances. The line goes dead, and so does her shot at surgery. Shani disappears into silence, leaving behind nothing but squandered opportunities and a trail of excuses.
And I'm not going because I'm very swollen. I do have fluid in my legs, and I have so much to do, and I'm tired.